Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem, Merkakodash, and double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to those who elect you in this word and truth and in sincerity. Alright, I'm the brother Awalam from the GMS West Palm Beach Camp, back with another lesson. Just thought I'd go into a lesson real quick, dealing with how the Lord, is going to pretty much have his men, be shielded and guided from the things that's getting ready to happen. And, not even getting ready, that is happening, because, I saw something dealing with, Houston, Texas. My brother, Yashalam, I did like Eve. She was pretty much crying because, she woke up, I think, early in the morning to find out that somebody had broke into her home, and it's like she was wondering, how long has she been, in there? How long has her home been broken into? She was just freaked out. So that just goes to show you that we're in those times. It's no more, we're coming into those times, we're in those times, so therefore you're gonna have, a lot of suspicious activity, dealing with, these Babylonians, man. People breaking into your homes, and especially these homes with no men in them, right? These homes with no the presence of no men. It's gonna be easier, to ransack those homes, So that's why you women, y'all gonna need a man on the Lord, all right? These women, they need the protection of a man regardless, but the true protection is gonna come from, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai and through their men, So that's why, this philosophy that the serpent spoon-fed Eve, it's starting to fail them, because now, as shit get worse, the serpent is leaving. All right, the so-called white man is abandoning Eve. But this is Isaiah 13 and verse 12, and it says, I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. Because when you go into this chapter, it's going into how the Lord is going to visit Babylon. Not the old Babylon, but the new Babylon, which is America. All right, because the Babylon, in the past did not get destroyed by fire, in which this chapter is mentioning. This chapter mentions how this Babylon spoken of is going to get destroyed by fire, and it will never be inhabited again. The old Babylon did not get destroyed by fire. All right, it was taken over. So the Lord said He's going to make a man more precious than fine gold. That just go to show you how the true protection for you women, all right, is going to be a servant of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, who has this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Because they're going to have the protection of the Lord, the angels of the Lord surrounding them and protecting them. All right, the everyday Jake, they might have some guns, they might have strength, to go, because every man, have his strength, but it's gonna come a limit to it. How about when Esau really rolled on, the 12 tribes, Then it's gonna be, I can't do nothing physically, because Esau, he wins, when it comes to, carnality, He wins when it comes to, weapons and physical things. He wins, but the spirit Esau can't touch. That's where we have the upper hand. The spirit of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Okay? So, from there on, let's go to Isaiah chapter 32. Isaiah 32 and verse 2, and it says, And a man shall be as an hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest. All right, a man of the Lord. Alright? A man of the Lord is going to be a hiding place from the wind. Because the wind is going into destruction. That represents destruction. Because when you think about like a hurricane, when a hurricane, happens, the wind that comes with that hurricane, it sweeps everything through. You see, so you can see how that strong wind is talking about destruction. So when the destruction come, right, it's going to pretty much be horrible. And the man of the Lord is going to be protected from that destruction. And therefore, you women, you're going to want to be under that covering of the man of the Lord. So this whole thing where I don't need no man and disrespecting the Israelite man, hey, that stone is coming back to fall upon your head. Because you see that behavior where Eve is pretty much, in a mindset of, still attacking Jake, and still getting with Esau as if, Esau's kingdom is now falling and they're finished. But Eve, she wanna make this work. She want Babylon to still be running. And as wicked as this place is, they want this place to keep going. Alright, and that's why we feel no pity, when things like that happen where somebody breaking into your home, or 5 people breaking into a single mother home. Because the police is not coming to your rescue no more. Alright, because the police work for Esau. Alright, Esau is going to tell them, Esau going to have it to where they're not coming at your beck and call no more. So now, what you going to do then? Hollywood done deceived you. Because in Hollywood, they make movies where women are, doing taekwondo, women doing backflips and, front flips, knocking men out. That was all a dream. That was all a lie. The scriptures tell you the nature of women, the position of a woman. Alright? It's to be a helpmeet. Keep her to the house. And that's not a bad thing. But Esau, Edom, what he did was he pretty much deceived the woman. Into thinking that her she can go above and beyond what the Lord created her to be. The order of a woman is to pretty much be nurturers, to be soft. But they want to go beyond, what they're created to be. And this is why this is why they're gonna find themselves in a sticky situation when this society totally collapses. And so be it. Because not every one of y'all is gonna, be brought in by a man of the Lord, man. Okay? So let's go to Micah. Micah chapter 7 and 10. And it says, Micah 7 and 10, it says, then she that is mine enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her which said unto me. Alright, because the so-called black women, Latin women, and Native American women, which are all Israelites, alright, they're against the Lord. Once again, they've been in a pact with Esau, where they really they don't respect Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. Disrespect his order, disrespect the men that he set up over you. So when that time comes, the men that you disrespected, the men that you neglected, they're going to forget you. Alright? The Lord is turning the table to where, the men are going to get the last laugh. Alright? It says, where is the Lord thy power? Mine eye shall behold her. Now shall she be trodden down as the mire of the streets. She's going to be trodden down. And there's going to be judgment of the Lord. You know, and I try not to make my lessons about women a lot, but since these are the times that we're in, I thought it would be fitting to make a video, about things like this, about things like women getting, ravished, they got, 9 kids, they got 5 children, so now you praying and you crying, you praying. Listen, man, that praying stuff too, you're praying to the wrong God to begin with. And second of all, when the prophets are out there telling you the name of the Heavenly Father and His Son, and you still praying to Jesus. You see? So there's no remedy for the idiocracy of Jake, man. They're gonna believe in what they want to believe in, man. And this is why the Lord is through with Jake. At least the hard-headed ones of our people, man. They walk across us. They walk across our brothers in whatever city they're in every week. All right, and they're still praying to Jesus, man. So when that calamity really comes upon you, you're gonna be praying to Jesus, and you're not gonna get no answer. Okay? Let's go to the book of Judges. But to hear that people are breaking into homes, man, that right there, that's a different beast right there. I just go to show you that it's getting serious. Judges chapter 10 and verse 14, and it says, 13 actually, it says, "Yet ye have forsaken me and served other gods, wherefore I will deliver you no more." And how do our people forsake the Lord in our times? When we're telling them the truth, when we're telling them that the name of the Heavenly Father is Yahweh, the name of His only begotten Son is Yahushua. What they do? They make void of it, they mock it. Matter of fact, we see it every week. Where mainly Eve, right? What they'll do is, you got brothers on each side of the street. So they'll do is they'll cross the street so that they don't have to go across, go near the camp. But when you look at it, they're really doing themselves a disservice. Because if they were smart, they'd stop and listen to, the truth and what's really getting ready to happen. Verse 14 says, "Go and cry unto the gods which ye have chosen. Let them deliver you in the time of your tribulation." You see? So, whatever our people had made their God or, put above the Lord, that's what the Lord said, go and cry unto in the time of their tribulation. So, this is not so much of a thing of me, well, the women gonna get their judgment regardless, man, because every Israelite man has been done wrong by the Israelite woman. So that judgment, it's gonna be sweet when it comes. It will be sweet when it comes, but also, this is to say, that we gotta make sure that we're right with the Yahweh Bashem Yahushua too. Because we're in these things. We're going through these things, man. All right, now, I'm not gonna be the one to lie to you. Hey, it's getting tough out here, man. It's getting tough out here, man. So that just show you how tighter and tighter it's getting. So Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahushai Ba'ashem, Kakodash, and double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to all for like hearing this word in truth and in sincerity. Until next time, I'll say shalom.